Today, man is able to walk in outer space. He can even walk on the moon. But he took his first step the day he tried to walk on a wing. A few wing walkers can still be seen up there on a wing and a prayer. Meet Bill Warren and the Daring Damsels.
We're the only wing-walking duo. We're the only wing-walking duo in the whole world.
The Daring Damsels are sisters from Southern Oregon who admit the way they spend weekends wing-walking is different.
It's a little, it keeps the heart going. Definitely does.
While the Damsels dare to walk on the wing, piloting their plane is veteran airshow performer Bill Warren.
I'm really excited to be back doing something that I know that I was designed to do from birth.
45-year-old Bill Warren of Medford, Oregon, regards this Rose Festival airshow as a comeback following a low point in his life. Warren and the Daring Damsels used to be among the most successful acts on the airshow circuit until the collapse of Warren's marriage grounded the act 4 years ago.
My wife was one of the Daring Damsels, and she and I got a divorce, and I was burned out. And I sold the airplane and a lot of the equipment, and I just took a few years for me. I needed to do some healing.
It's been a struggle, but Bill Warren believes he was put on this planet to be a pilot. Born in Port Angeles, Washington, he began his takeoff role on a tricycle. Three-point landings mastered, it was on to the family tractor, and flying was soon to follow.
When I was 5 years old, they had an air show there at the Port Angeles airport, and my dad took me to the air show. And I remember watching that air show with this great fascination. And I still remember what it felt like. It's like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And I told my dad I wanted to be an air show pilot.
At age 15, Warren washed and waxed airplanes to finance his dream.
I soloed when I was 16, and got a private when I was 17, and a commercial when I was 18, and flew my first air show when I was 19.
His career included crop dusting, then a long tenure with Medford Mercy Flights.
Most of aeromedical transportation, the book was written by Mercy Flights, and I got to be part of that.
From air ambulance, Warren began stunt flying and movie making with friend and fellow flyer Brian Landsberg. A succession of feature films followed. And today, Bill Warren is pursuing his latest adventure, piloting the Daring Damsels. His wingwalkers are sisters, Susan and Jane Parker. Susan is a former model, married, living in Medford, Oregon. Her ambition is to become a commercial helicopter pilot.
If I could be in the air 24 hours a day, I would do it. And I love the flying aspect of it.
When she's not learning to fly or walking on a wing, Susan helps mold the future of aspiring young models at an agency in Medford.
We train and develop local children and men and women who want to get into the modeling or acting, theatrical, singing, dancing fields, anything that's performing for the most part, and basically get them ready for a large market. We send a lot of our kids overseas who work in Paris and Tokyo, Greece, New York, Los Angeles, all over the world.
When not prodding young starlets to stand up straight, Susan can be found breaking her back weightlifting.
It's so important. I mean, it's life or death for us. If we are in a position where, falling means being able to pull our weight back up onto that wing, you better believe that we're going to have the confidence to be able to do it. So we spend a lot of time in the weight room.
What does husband Rob think about his wife wing walking?
Well, it's funny. I've tried to really think about it, and when I think about it, it terrifies me. But I think it's my own terror. I couldn't do it myself.
Walking the wing along with Susan is her sister, Jane, who ironically gave up skydiving because it scared her, but says of wing walking, it's not frightening, it's fun.
It's a total rush. And I think that's why Susan and I enjoy it so much. It's a complete and total rush.
And if walking on a wing isn't excitement enough, Jane also works at night patrolling Eugene City streets as a reserve police officer.
You can be sitting in that car for 7 hours, and in 5 minutes you get a total adrenaline dump.
For Jane, it can be a very long day in law enforcement. Starting early in the afternoon, she poses as a plainclothes police officer on the prowl for shoplifters in a large Eugene department store.
What we do there is try to stop shortage for the store. That includes catching shoplifters, bad checks, stolen credit cards. That's the really exciting part of it.
Her goal? Simply to be happy.
I don't think I'm there yet. This law enforcement is really been a great experience for me, and I hope that I can continue with it. But I see a relationship in the future that will complete my happiness.
While Susan and Jane Parker are walking widely different career paths, when they walk on the wing, they walk together.
Every single time we make a move, it's exactly the same. Everything's in the same sequence, the same order, and it's all timed.
They have little FM receivers in their pockets. And so I transmit the commands, the cadences to them for each thing that they do, so that it happens in unison.
A good many hours are spent practicing on the wing with the plane sitting safely on the ground. Once airborne, despite the obvious danger, Susan and Jane do not wear parachutes.
Because of the altitude that we perform at, a chute would do us absolutely no good.
The Damsels do wear helmets, soft helmets.
Keeps the wind out of the ears, keeps the hair back, it's more aerodynamic. We do wear gloves, of course, that give us more grip as we're working around on the wing. And the shoes are very similar to like a wrestling shoe. They're very close, they fit to the foot, they weigh nothing, but they have a really great grip on the bottom.
While Susan and Jane add an attractive element to the act, according to pilot Bill Warren, the Damsels also add drag.
When it comes to flying the Daring Damsel Act, what it means is take everything you learned in flying school and forget it. At least everything you learned about coordination.
If the wing walkers cause an asymmetrical drag situation, Warren may actually be making a left turn and have right aileron in to keep the airplane from rolling to one of the wing walkers. It becomes imperative that he carefully coordinate the movement of his Daring Damsels.
If everybody just started running all over that airplane, it could create an unsafe situation.
The Daring Damsels perform in wind speeds from 90 to 180 miles per hour aboard a highly modified Stearman powered by a 450-horse Pratt & Whitney. Of the many maneuvers that the Damsels do, the most daring would have to be sitting on top of the world.
Definitely sitting on top of the world, because it involves us, Susan and I, doing a knee hang, and then Bill turning the plane upside down, flying inverted with us sitting on top of the wing. And it is our finale, and it's the biggest crowd pleaser of them all, and definitely the most difficult for us to perform.
As they work on a wing and a prayer, Bill Warren and the Daring Damsels never wonder if what they do is worth the risks they take.
I think there's a lot of people that are dying on their living room couches right in front of their TV set. I don't think it's very safe to try to stay alive longer by not doing the things that you're meant to do. So I'm back in the air show business because I think it's the safest thing for me to be doing. Maybe I'll get killed doing it, and if I do, that's okay, because I believe that it'll probably be time. I don't want to die here on this couch watching that television.
And here he is, alive and well, about to do what he was meant to do. Bill Warren, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm at an air show. That's my favorite place to be.
I guess that's true, and it is also your comeback. It's just moments away. How are you feeling about it?
Well, you know, for the last 4 years, I've thought about, well, what's it going to be like first time I get back on the flight line? And so the word I want to use is vivid. The emotions that are going through my body and what it feels like is vivid. And it's what it feels like to be alive.
All right.
I'm really glad to be here.
All right. Well, let's take a look now as Bill Warren does what he said he was born and meant to do.